Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Reverie Writer. My name is Didi and I am a 28-year-old writer come full-time banker working on my debut novel. Today we're going to talk about one of the most important and fundamental questions that almost every debut writer talks about. How to actually start their journey as a writer. Now, surprisingly enough, taking the very first step in writing your novel, your novella, or even a 500-worded article can be one of the most daunting steps. So if you're someone who's even toying with the idea of writing a story, or someone who's already made up their mind but do not know the actual process of writing the novel, then in this video I'm going to be covering 5 important steps that you can follow in order to make your journey as a writer seamless. So let's get down to it. First things first, plan on what kind of genre you want to write your story in. Now, one of the first things that you need to really brainstorm on is what is the genre that will best fit your story. Some people really love writing fantasy fiction. Some people have a knack for sci-fi or maybe thriller or maybe even hardcore non-fiction. So you need to decide what kind of story are you planning to write on, and more importantly, if you already have a story in your mind, then what is the genre that it best fits in. It's all the more important for you to decide about your genre at the very beginning, because it not only helps you streamline in actually creating the story further, but even in the later stages as you've progressed writing the novel, or you have done a great work and you're almost done with the manuscript, even the later stages wherein you are pitching your manuscript to the publishers and literary agents, that is literally the first thing that is being asked of you. What is the genre in which you have written your novel? So if you have already decided on your genre, well and good, but if not, then go through all the various genres that we have when it comes to books, and see what works best for your story and what is the niche that you would want to stick your story into. And once you have selected your genre or a very basic theme of what your story is all about, then the next step that you're going to follow is creating a rough framework for your story. There's actually going to be a lot of drafts and rough frameworks that you're going to be building through and scrapping through all of that process before you actually even start writing your story. Now, the reason why I give so much of emphasis on creating a strong framework for your story is because it is more of like creating a foundation for your book. Your framework will help you streamline your story in a very seamless manner. Be it the length of your novel, the climax of your story, any twists or turning points, they're all going to be part of your framework, because once you actually start writing the novel, the chances of you getting clueless or getting astray is very high. So create a framework, work out on what are the various aspects of the story that you want to cover in. Even if you're writing a non-fiction, see what kind of topic that you've selected and what are the various parts of this topic that you would want to cover in your book, because the information and more importantly the imagination that you put into your story is endless. So you need to streamline all of that and really focus your narrative in a framework. Now, one of the things that I did when I had to create my framework at the beginning was I made everything into a list, such as the various plots and the various subplots and even a lot of climaxes that I wanted to add into my story. I made a list of all of those things, and then eventually I streamlined them and placed them according to what I felt was necessary in the story. So if you do that at the very beginning, then what happens is that the process of writing, when you're actually getting down to write, you already know what you need to write on, and all you need to do is just start with your magic. So a framework actually acts as a guide to your story that you can always refer to at later stages. Now, this brings us to our third point, which is almost in continuation of your framework. That is, once you've developed a framework for yourself, once you're done with the ideation process, the next thing that you're going to do is create a structure of your story. Now, how is it different from your framework? The framework basically includes all your ideation process, all the ideas and all the plot twists, everything that you want to add into your story. But the structure is basically putting all those ideas and all those facts and events and character developments, everything of that sort, into a proper structure. See in what chronological order do you want these events to take place? What would be the introduction of the book? What would be the main climax of the book? How you would want to end the story? All of that entails the structuring of your book. Decide roughly how many chapters do you want in your story, or based on your framework, see how you want to segment it. Do you want it to be a standalone novel? Do you want different segments within the book? It actually all depends on how you want your story to be narrated. This step is particularly of great significance because it not only helps you tweak your story's draft, but it also makes sure that the flow of the story is such that it makes it interesting to read. Like, for instance, in my novel, I made sure early on that I wanted 9 chapters, and then I divided my story into those 9 different segments, and that further helped me in elaborating how my story will go about. It helped me create a flow of my story, and it also helped me place the various climaxes, the various events that will take place within my story, thus giving an overall structure and an overall body to my story. Think of it as a reader. When you're nearing the end of a chapter in a book that you're reading, you'd want to be eager enough to start the very next chapter. And as a writer, you get to decide that within the story where one of your chapter ends and the other begins. You also get to decide the length of every chapter, and it gives you an overall idea of how long your chapters will be, and also of all the information that you can or cannot add within a particular chapter. Things such as descriptions of an event, descriptions of a place, or even the dialogues between characters. All of this structuring gives you an overall control over the pace of the narration of your story. Now, once you're done with the detailing of your chapters, then comes one of my personal favorite bits, that is researching on the characters, the places, and the events of your story. You should now focus on proper research and development of the same. Things such as what are you going to name your characters or places, or even why you chose those names, their physical traits, or even their relation to the various other characters in the story. All your research and development needs to take place now. Now, the very concept of character development and character sketches is actually very lengthy. So, even though I emphasize a lot on this, I must also tell you that it's an ongoing process, and it's not something that you only and only do before you start the novel. It goes on even as you continue writing the entire novel itself. And now we finally come to our fifth and final step, which is setting up a word count for yourself. Now, initially, when I started writing my novel, I was advised by almost everyone to not limit myself to word count, that I should just go with the flow and write as and when I felt like it. But I found this entire process very counterproductive. Especially if one's writing fiction, it's very easy to get lost in writing. You can end up writing pages and pages of something that may not be even of that much of significance of the story itself. So you need to really eliminate this thing, and word count really helps you doing that. By setting up a set target, you're essentially streamlining your own chain of thoughts. For instance, when I decided that I would have 9 chapters in my book, I made sure that every chapter had around 6,000 words. What that really helped me do is that I streamlined my story within those 6,000 words, and I also understood what needs to be kept and what needs to be elaborated. So word counts really help you in doing that. It's essentially a good habit to keep a track of your word count, especially in the later stages when you're trying to scale down on your work, or whether you're trying to add or delete something. Word count really helps you in streamlining all of that. More importantly, don't create unnecessary work for your editing stage, especially if you can cut down on that at the very beginning itself. Word counts also invariably help you in setting daily targets for yourself. Like, for instance, when I knew I had to write 6,000 words for my chapter, I would set up daily or weekly targets of say 500 words, and that not just helped me in streamlining my own work in progress, but it also helped me cover up various chunks of the story itself. So the overall concept of word counts really help you in monitoring what your progress with your novel is. So that sort of sums up on the various steps that you can include in your process of writing a novel. And mind you, these are not hard and fast rules. These are not something that will determine whether you're successful in writing a novel or not. These are just various techniques that I personally used while I started writing my novel, and you can always make tweaks to these processes, and at the end of the day, when you start writing, you will create your own unique ways of writing your novel as well. More importantly, I hope that this video has inspired to pick up your pens and papers or laptops or whatever it is and start writing, because trust me when I say this, that there has never been a better time to write than right now. Stay tuned for more such videos, and let me know down in the comments below if you want me to cover any other topics of this sort, or any suggestions or feedbacks that you may have. And until then, I'll see you in the next video.